This is part 4 in this build series. If you're new to it, or you just need a recap, this is what I've done so far. In part 1, I used a bunch of sheet metal to create the pneumatic sheath that houses the blade, and I cut out the blade from a chunk of titanium, which was far more complicated than it sounds. In part 2, I took all of those pieces of sheet metal, I turned them into an actual pneumatic sheath, and got the blade to extend and retract reliably, which was a huge amount of work. The pneumatic system on that made it extend worked pretty well, and the retraction system, which was a small piece of elastic that rode on micro bearings inside, worked also. So I moved on to the next part, which was to build the base frame out of carbon fiber formed to my body, which was part 3 of this build. Now that you're caught up, this time on Jairus of All, I complete the carbon fiber base frame for the Mantis Blades, and it is the strongest, most insane and cool looking carbon fiber part I've ever made. Yeah! I have my arm base, which is made up of 2 pieces right now. The thin sheet steel, which is not very strong by itself, and the thin carbon fiber base. But if I combine these 2 with a little bit more composite, I make a composite, and then it will be strong. And I'm gonna do that with forged carbon fiber. Not technically forged carbon fiber, but I'm gonna call it that anyway, because I like to party. This is as mixed as I can get it, and I'm gonna start putting it on because I've used this before. It tends to set up pretty quick. This is gonna get real messy. It's not very obedient. Here we go! It's on, and the bolts that hold this in place through the carbon base are installed. I'm just getting all this organized a little bit, and then I'm gonna wrap it with electrical tape to hold it in place until it's cured enough for me to do the next part. Did an experiment recently to see if packing tape really does release from epoxy resin, and it does very well. It doesn't stick at all. So I'm going to use this to keep the carbon fiber pressed down in the channel where the blade recess is going to be so that I can find it after this is done and I don't just have an air bubble between the carbon in there. Sticky side up, right down the middle. I'm a little concerned about the electrical tape. Not in this back portion here because it wraps the whole way around and it won't compress, but in the middle part of the arm, where it's a half an arm, I'm worried about it there because it could potentially squeeze the sides together and deform this, and then it'll stay that way once this is cured. We wait. Peeling time. What once was 2 pieces is now 1. This used to have a little bit of flex to it, but now it is incredibly stiff and therefore probably very strong also. And now I just need to cut out the track for where the sword sits down through this and sand everything back to get it ready for the next layers. But I'm going to cover myself up and do this outside because sanding and grinding carbon fiber creates the itchiest dust ever. This build is far more expensive and taking far longer than I thought it was going to, and especially with ad revenue not doing well right now. This build is possible only because of these people whose names are on the table, my Patreon supporters. A huge thank you to you guys. You guys are definitely making this build possible right now. It would not be without your support. This is sanded back and prepped for the next step, and the hole is cut so that this can fit down inside because I want it to be as compact as possible to my arm. And if you remember from when I was shaping this to my arm and I had that piece of foam, That gave me clearance to put foam inside of this to make it comfortable, but it also gives me a location for this to sit down in against me and make it even more compact. But now it's time for a really cool part. Carbon fiber is surprisingly similar to paper. Really high in tensile strength, not very good in compressive strength. It's almost the same. So what do you do to make paper strong? You corrugate it. Cardboard, right? It bends easy in this direction because that's not the direction the corrugation runs. It's stiff in this direction. It's a lot harder to bend that way than it is this way. You can do the exact same thing with carbon fiber, but instead of leaving air holes for your corrugation, you can use foam. So I have my layout on here to run corrugation so that when I put the next layers of carbon fiber on and pull vacuum on it, it'll suck the carbon fiber down in between those areas and it'll give me corrugation to make this incredibly stiff and very, very, very strong. I'm excited about this because it's going to turn this goofy looking thing into something really awesome. Now it's time to turn this into a serious looking part. Keep dropping it. So I attached a holder rod so I don't break the foam off. Now it floats. The ribbing is all done. And that'll give me my corrugation. It's time to lay the carbon. I was thinking about just covering the blade sheath with plastic and putting it down into the carbon fiber to make sure this recess is the right shape, but I decided that I didn't want it to fit that tight. So I made this little foam piece that is the shape of the bottom of it, and it's thicker. That way it has a nice little groove to sit in. And this lays right there, and then I can vacuum bag it and just pull the foam out. And I have my spot for the blade to sit. This is far more difficult to get all of this on like I want to. I was planning on doing a lay of carbon fiber on the inside, but now with as thick as this is, I don't think it's necessary. And it was already very strong, so I think I'm gonna move right on to the vacuum bag materials. Doesn't it look so nice now? Hopefully the vacuum bag will, for some reason, just fix everything for me. This is peel ply. It lets the excess resin out into the bleeder cloth, and it peels off of the cured carbon fiber very easily. I have a vacuum port thing I can put in this, but the hose works just fine, and I didn't have the fitting to put it onto the hose, so I was just doing it this way. So the inner and outer bags are connected. That way the atmospheric pressure pushes on it from both sides. It's gonna squish the layers together. Valve opened. Leaks. Leaks. Found that one. See? And now we wait. Cross our fingers a lot. All of them. Because I have no idea what this is gonna look like when it comes out. Probably not very good. A lot more cleanup. It's the next day. I let this cure overnight, and I warmed it up with a hairdryer to make sure that it would be completely cured today. So it is ready to come out. So it's the moment of truth. Get to find out if I screwed this up or if I got lucky. There's a couple creases already. There's a wrinkle. There's a wrinkle. There's a wrinkle. I'm prying directly against this with these pliers, which shows me that this thing is plenty strong because it's not flexing and I don't hear any cracking, which inspires a lot of confidence, but it's a pain to get off. Haha! And now, for the inside. Yeah! I trimmed all the edges back to where they're supposed to be, and then I trimmed off the little wrinkled parts that came out on this, and then sanded it all back so that the surface was consistent and even and ready to accept this, which is a top coat of 2-part epoxy that will make it all shiny and look like what everybody thinks of when they think of carbon fiber. The epoxy that I'm applying is much thicker than the stuff that you do resin layup with because it's too thick to actually saturate fabric, but it works great if you're just trying to get it to stick to the surface and give you a nice glossy top coat. And when this stuff goes on, it's almost like magic. It allows you to see all the cool stuff that's underneath the sanding. I could not be more pleased with this. It is so incredibly strong. You can feel the stiffness in it. I imagine I could put this through a lot and it's not gonna do anything to it. But I have to get these completed. This is far from complete. I do have some things that I have changed internally, but I need these to work every single time before I do the finishing work and the semi-final assembly, which I wanted to be in this video, but that was far too aggressive of a deadline. So next video will be about all of the insane things that I've had to do to this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.